Water samples taken from a home on Oakdale Avenue in Medford, where a lead pigtail was found last month, show lead levels nearly 30 times higher than the EPA standard.
NBC5 News was the first to tell you about it last night when we received confirmation from management that the levels were far higher than they should be.
The results were given to the affected residents last night. The Medford Water Commission drew 11 samples. The first, which is drawn at the sink, showed levels of 28.4 parts per billion. The eighth sample, which the commission believes came from the pigtail, shows lead levels at 439 parts per billion. The EPA's action level is 15 parts per billion.
Those results obviously disappointing to affected homeowners who tell us they wish they'd known sooner. NBC5
broke the story about the knowledge of lead pigtails in early June. But a public records request shows at least one pigtail was removed and recorded in the beginning of May, and employees knew they existed before then.
I'm glad that you guys are at least bringing this to light.
Jesse Wilson was shocked when a Water Commission employee dropped off these test results last night.
I mean, if I would have known, I wouldn't have been drinking the water.
The lead pigtail on Oakdale Avenue was removed on June 24th, 9 days after a plan was put in place at a Water Commission board meeting to locate and remove any remaining lead pipes. But public documents obtained by NBC5 News reveal that there was knowledge of lead pigtails more than a month prior. In a May memo to manager Larry Raines from Water Quality Director Rosie Pendilli, Pendilli talks about a conversation she had with service crews, writing, quote, "They have told me over and over that there are lead service lines in the system, which I have relayed to you and others many times. I also stated many times that we should not claim we have no lead lines until we prove we do not. That could become a public nightmare." When I asked the manager why it wasn't made public then, he says he brought it to the board.
I followed the directions of the board.
And their direction was, don't do anything right now?
They didn't give me any direction other than take in the information.
We asked the board chair why nothing was posted on the website or sent out to customers until we started asking questions.
If somebody pulls one little part out of the ground, we're not going to do a public alert. There wasn't a problem. There was a problem in one spot. Now we find a problem in 5 spots.
439 parts per billion.
For Jesse Wilson, that kind of position is unsettling.
If it's one that has cancer, it's a problem. If it's one that's drinking lead, it's a problem. If I consume it, especially without my knowledge, it's a problem because I wouldn't have consumed it if I knew.
And when we asked if the board or the manager would have gone about things differently, knowing now that high levels of lead were found in the water of homes connected to a lead pigtail.
We talked about it in a public meeting. You just weren't here.
Or the rest of the people who get water from the Medford Water Commission?
We're going nowhere with this conversation.
If it were your house being fed by a lead pigtail, would you have wanted to know as soon as you knew lead pigtails were being
I think that's
found?
an unfair question.
Why?
I don't think that you're searching for something to make a news article after, and I think that's an unfair question. I'm not going to comment on that.
We've since learned another lead pigtail has been found in the Commission's investigation of homes that predate 1946, this one on Quince Street. The Water Commission is working with residents to offer water testing to them before they remove it. Meanwhile, homeowners are encouraged to flush their lines in the morning to filter out any standing water.